So now we've got CNN trying to tell us that atheists will die sooner than believers. Oh, really? Let's do this.
Right now in the Netherlands, 40% say they have no religious affiliation. And by 2050, these researchers say more than 70% will follow no organized religion. Why do you think there is this trend to not practice a faith in these modern societies?
And in the Czech Republic, it's already more than 60%. First of all, Don, we want to make a big distinction between following a religious organization and having faith in something greater than we are.
Look, it is great news that it seems like people are finally starting to wake up to the fact that religion is bullshit. But I'm sorry, if you start to make the argument that, well, maybe if they're not part of organized religion, at least they still have faith, at least they still believe in a higher power. Well, I mean, come on, that sounds like wishful thinking. That sounds like some sort of defense mechanism. No, faith can't die. Belief can't die. That's certainly what it sounds like to me. You're ducking the issue. You're dodging and weaving. You're trying to reassure yourself. Doesn't that sound like that to anybody else?
So traditional religions tend to fall away as people become more educated, and science looks at some of the supernatural things in the writings and teachings of religion, says, well, science can disprove that. But that doesn't mean that science has all the answers for everything. In fact, we're talking about survivors a while ago.
Whoa. Hang on a second there, Speedy. Usually when people say science doesn't have all the answers, they're trying to imply that other things have answers too. But since when is that the case? How about you name for me something that religion has answered? You know, with facts, with logic, with reason, with evidence, something we can actually check for ourselves? 'Cause it never has. I have never seen anything that religion has actually answered that I can check with facts. Never. Not ever. Almost everything that religion tries to provide as an answer kind of falls into the realm of imagination, because that's what faith really is. It's believing something without evidence. It's trusting something. It's belief. That's what faith is. That's what religion is. So when you try to tell me that science doesn't have all the answers, okay, maybe it doesn't, but it's working on it. And when it does provide an answer, it can back up that answer with, again, logic, reason, and evidence. When religion can start to do that, maybe you can say science doesn't have all the answers and actually have a point. But until then, I'm sorry, but that's not a good excuse.
We're talking about survivors a while ago. Most studies on survivors show that the atheists die first.
Wait, what? Say that one more time.
Most studies on survivors show that the atheists die first.
No. That just doesn't fit the facts. You see, I went and did my homework before I made this video. And granted, I had to go about 6 or 7 websites deep on Google before I found one that did more than just baldly make the same assertion you did. But I did eventually find one that had the facts, that had real demographics. Link down in the crotch bar if you want to see it. And it turns out that it's not related to belief. Atheists don't just have shorter lifespans than Christians. It turns out that what it really has to do with is who's in the majority. And who's in the majority has less stress. You see, yeah, in the United States, atheists are in the minority, so they tend to have shorter lifespans. But in other countries, countries where atheists are in the majority, longer lifespans. Imagine that. Yeah.
If you don't believe in something supernatural, how can you imagine that you yourself have supernatural abilities enough to survive?
And that's about the silliest reasoning I've ever heard. If you don't have a god to depend on, if you don't have supernatural powers, wouldn't you try to find the best medicine and the best crash helmet you possibly could? Think about it. Science for the win.
So faith in something is definitely not going away anytime soon.
Oh, I wouldn't be too sure. Atheism is definitely on the rise, and there are those of us who define ourselves as apistemists, which means those of us who are against faith explicitly. So, until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance saying don't run on automatic. Instead, Please, think. Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. And please visit my Zazzle store, where you'll find all kinds of BionicDance merchandise. Not rating and subscribing has been found to cause obesity, acne, and male pattern baldness in laboratory rats.